hope your day is full of pot pies and root beer floats and chocolate sundaes and banana splits and macaroni and cheese and clam chowder in a bread bowl and pies, lots of pies and lots of pizza, pepperoni pizza. It's a comfort food intro, guys. We have an amazing episode for you this week with the one, the only Ali Macofsky live from my bed. You know that I have been podcasting alone from bed, and this week I needed a guest, so I called in none other than the Ali Macofsky from Kill Tony, Joe Rogan Show, all of the things. We know her, we love her. Fun episode this week, but before we get into this week's episode with Ali, there's just something I want to tell you about. Oh yeah, socks. Guys, look down at your socks right now. Are they dirty? Is there a hole in them? Are they ugly? Are they crusty? Do they not match? Were they once white and now they're a dull gray color? You look down and tell me what you see. If your socks are less than attractive, you're going to need a new pair. It's a new year. It's time for new socks, guys. Head to ohyeah.com. That's 3 O's, HYEAH.com. Enter discount code SARA10, SARA10 for 10% off. And in addition to having the most unique sock designs, they have a new pair. Okay, first of all, they have a pair of socks from the TV show Cheers. They have Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure socks. They have Brady Bunch socks. They have socks with donuts on them. They have socks with record players on them. They have socks with aliens on them, socks with mushrooms on them. They collaborate with different artists all across the world to bring unique, cool designs that nobody else has, and they get cool licensing things too. They got Mork and Mindy socks. They got Brady Bunch socks. They have Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood socks. They have Bob Ross socks. In addition to having Bob Ross socks, they have Bob Ross masks. This mask I've been pretty much living in. I get compliments on it all of the time. Let me show you what it looks like when it's on. And see? This is me in a mask. This is some of the best coverage that I've gotten from any of the masks I've worn. It fully covers your nose. Look at this. This is for a straw. I don't know how to open it, but it opens. Straw hole. Not only is it the cutest mask on the market, you'll be the envy of all of your friends, but you'll also be able to sip a beverage confidently without worrying about contracting the plague. Guys, let's get into this week's episode with Ali Macofsky. But before we get into that, I just want to remind you, if you're enjoying the podcast, please leave a review. Rating helps, but reviews are really how people find the show. So just take a second to explain what you like about the show. I would really appreciate it. It's a great way to give back to the show. Also, I have merch. Head to my Instagram, Princess Shenk. That's princess like normal, and then another SHENK at Princess Shenk. Head to the highlight tabs on my Instagram page, and if you go to merch, you can shop unisex Western designs. There's so many fun options to choose from. I urge you to do that. I'm also on Cameo if you guys want me to make a video for you, or if you want to DM me, I'm on Cameo as well. Yeah, support the podcast, buy some socks, buy some merch. They make great gifts, so fun all around. Follow me on Instagram, Princess Shenk. Follow me on Twitter, Princess Shenk. Save the date. I am coming to Austin, Texas. That's right, Austin, Texas. March 4th, I am headlining in Austin, Texas. So if you've been wanting to see me live and you live in the Texas area, come on out. I'm headlining. It's going to be such a great night. Laughs will be had. Friendships will be made. COVID will be blocked. Okay, that's it. That's our intro. And guys, I hope you enjoyed this week's episode of Shenk with Ali Macofsky, live from bed with Ali Macofsky. Here it is, guys. Hi guys, welcome back to another episode of Shenk. I'm Sara Weinshenk, and today's guest is Ali Macofsky.
Hi.
Live from bed.
I know, I'm so comfortable.
It's a comfy bed, right?
Yeah, have you had anyone in bed?
No, I've never had a guest in bed.
I feel very honored.
You should feel very honored.
because normally I make my guest podcast outside.
But you felt
Like
safe
trash.
with me.
But I was like, Allie can come in.
Yeah. I love being invited in.
She's in. She's inside. Guys, some of you sent some questions for Allie. Should we jump into the questions?
Yeah, why not?
Okay, first question is, what is Allie's hair plan this year?
Oh my god.
People are like, is she going to keep it long? Is she going to keep it short? Does she know yet?
Allie, I'm gonna talk in third person. Allie never knows what she's gonna do with her hair. I've been kind of sick of having it like colored and crazy. But every time I go to the salon to potentially go like back to like a normal-ish color, I'm like throw pink on it.
Because it's
Throw
fun.
purple. It is fun, and I need my natural roots to come in longer, so then I can like play around with it more.
So we don't know yet.
Yeah. Well, last year, I had to start, like, I was mentally preparing to go natural because my sister was going to get married in August.
Wait, did I not hit record on here?
I don't know.
I think I didn't.
Sorry. Can we
That's
start
okay.
again?
Yeah. We're
Okay.
an hour into the first episode.
I forgot to hit play. It's me, Shank. It's another episode of Shank, live from bed. I have Allie Macofsky in my bed,
Which feels great.
which it's the first episode where I've had a guest in my bed.
Yeah, I want to feel honored, but it was more so about the weather than it was about me.
It's both.
Okay.
You can't invite just anyone in your
That's
bed.
true. I was trying to imagine, like, you having, like, I don't know, Ari Manis or, like...
No,
someone-
you can't have Ari Manis in the
You'd
bed
have to
with
be
you.
like, bring 2 sweaters. We're doing it outside.
Right? Yeah.
No exceptions.
Here's a poncho and a blanket.
I feel like he's a clean dude.
He's a clean dude.
Who's a comic that you're friends with who you just would not let record an episode of your podcast in your bed?
Maybe Frank Castillo.
Castillo.
I could see him like dropping some weed in here by
I feel like he
accident.
would also just like have leftover crumbs from something. I don't even know what kind of crumbs, like maybe not even food, but there would just be
like
something.
dab crumbs and like I don't know, Frank. I'm coming for you. Attacked. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of comics I wouldn't allow in my living space.
Yeah, 100%. I'm also very like when people come over to my house, I get really
Weird.
I have like control issues.
I do too, but I don't. I try. It's something I'm trying to work on.
Me too.
Because it's like I eventually want to like have a family and a husband, I think. And I'm like, I don't even know what it'd be like to share space with a
oh
man.
my god, I know.
I'm like, that's my shit. Get out of it.
There was a time I had this one boyfriend. He does stand up. His name's Aaron Patrick. He's great. Love him. But we were
Shout
dating.
out to Aaron.
Shout out to Aaron. Love that guy. Not meant for me at the time we were together, but great guy. But I get so weird about, and it really only comes down to like if I'm intimate with that person, where my control things start to come up.
Right.
Because he like he spent the night at my house, and then he brushed his teeth the next morning and he squeezed the bottle
Yeah.
from the middle instead of like bottom to top.
Oh.
I think that's
That's something that bothers you?
yes.
Yeah, no, that would never bother me.
Really?
Yeah, but I have other things.
Yeah.
I
So
have other things.
He did that.
Yeah.
Which I'm like, that's just not an efficient way to use toothpaste.
Okay.
You gotta squeeze it all the way down.
Right.
Anyway, so then like I would put, my toothpaste always goes in like the top right corner of my sink area.
Okay.
And then I would go back into the bathroom when he was done and it's like in the bottom left. And
See,
I'm like,
that
oh my
would be
God.
triggering for me.
Yeah.
And it's like, but it's also like something I'm trying to work past. My friend came over. She was in my refrigerator moving things around.
Mm-mm.
She was like, "What else do you have?" And internally, I was like, "I can't believe you are moving Tupperware around right now, bitch."
It's
She's
like, it's like feng
going through
shui.
somebody's purse or something. I was like, I don't know what's in there.
Yeah.
I'm also can be a messy bitch too. That's another thing. Like, I don't know what's where.
Yeah.
I don't know what's in some
like
of these
a
drawers.
rotting plum or something.
I mean, I hope not.
Yeah.
But you never know.
Yeah.
I don't know. Just
The fridge is very personal.
the fridge is so personal.
It tells a story. It speaks volumes on
You
who
have
you are.
I had an old pomegranate in the back of it. It was all shriveled. I was like, I can't have someone see this.
It's the pomegranate's on its prime to be seen.
No, it also just feels like they're gonna judge me based on the worst piece of fruit in my fridge.
Sure.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean, that's what I would do.
Yeah, maybe.
I don't know. I do want to just go to different comedians' homes and be like, show me what's in your house.
Yeah,
Show
and
me
then
your
it's
closet.
always kind of like a slap in the face when like a comedian at your level is like living in such nice conditions, and you're like, no, we're supposed to be the same.
We're suffering, right?
Yeah, like why does it look like this? Why do
Yeah.
I look like I'm living in a basement by hoarders?
It's also, I don't know. I just feel like I want to get to a place where everything in my apartment's exactly where I want it to be and exactly how I would like it to look.
Yeah.
Like, I want to get to a place where I'm like, you know what? I'm going to hang shelves on the wall and I feel confident to do that because I'm going to be here a long time.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the problem about having roommates, because I have 3 roommates, and
Yeah.
so the only space that I feel like I can do anything is my bedroom.
Mhm.
But my bedroom's so small that it's like, how much can I really do? But at the same time, I've been there for 5 years, so it's like I could have done a lot in this time.
I know. Yeah, but then
But I'm
it's
always
also
like, oh, but maybe I'll move, or maybe I'll find somewhere where I can be alone.
or maybe I'll stop having to live the life of a comic.
Yeah.
And eventually live in a palace.
Yeah, I mean, my place is nice. Your place is nice.
Yeah.
I like your place.
Thank you.
But yeah, I don't know. I get so weird about having people in my house. So now I'm hooking up with this guy. We've been seeing each other for like 3 months. And so I go to his house all the
I
time.
love that. That's my favorite. I prefer that. I like
Yes.
to go there. And then if it doesn't work out, all of our memories at your place.
Yeah.
And I can live my life unattached.
Yes, 100%.
In a clear space with
We
no
have
memories.
issues. We
Yeah,
have
what
issues.
is that?
It's like, it's
Emotionally
I don't know.
unavailable?
Kind of, but I think it's more like fear of intimacy, or like
yes, it's fear of
just
intimacy.
like fear of
You're
vulnerability.
right. It's both of it. Fear
Yeah.
of vulnerability is a big one for me.
Oh yeah.
I'm like, let me hide behind sarcasm.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, if I need to have a talk with someone about I don't like what they're doing, if I'm in a relationship with them, I can't do it. It doesn't go well.
Yes.
I get nervous.
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't know how to be in an adult relationship.
Because I think my fear is always that, like, are your parents still married?
Yes,
Interesting.
they are.
Because I always think that the reason why I am afraid of intimacy or like being vulnerable is because I've never seen like a healthy, long-lasting relationship. So to me, I'm like, what's the point of getting into a serious relationship when it's not going to work out?
Right.
And it's like, why do I need to predict the future and say that it's not going to work out? Or I'll go into the fear of like, oh my God, I can't marry this person. It's like, bitch, I've only been seeing them for a week.
I know. You're like, I can't have this guy's babies.
Yeah.
You're like, no one said that you had to.
Yeah.
You can just get to know somebody and decide later.
Yeah. So now I'm like trying to work through that with this guy, kind of like a guinea pig. So I'm just like slowly, like, he squeezes the toothpaste in the middle and it doesn't bother me.
Okay, well, so then you maybe like him.
Making progress and also like him. But
Yeah.
still that fear comes in where I'm like, am I going to be with him long term? And it's like, just all I have to do is be with him today if I want to.
Yeah. I get like that too. Like, is this the person I'm going to be with for the rest of my life, or how is this going to end?
Yeah.
The second it starts,
Predicting
I'm like,
the breakup?
like crazy. That's crazy. Instead of just enjoying the journey.
Yeah, I've been hanging out with this guy for 3 months and I haven't thought about it. And then the other day in my head, I was like, I wonder where we're going to break up. Like, it would be weird to do it at his house because that's so personal. But
No.
we're also so personal, so we couldn't not do it at his house.
No.
And then I'm like, why am I thinking about
That's
that?
so sad.
Yeah.
No. Yeah.
It wasn't
But
like
if
I
you
wanted
break
to
up
break
at
up
his
with him. I
house-
was just like preparing.
But I'm always preparing.
Yeah.
For the breakup.
Got to be prepared for
I'm like, I got
anything.
1 foot in, 1 foot
Yeah,
out. I'm like,
yeah.
is this gonna end at any point?
Yeah.
Let me know.
Yeah.
You know, like anytime I get comfortable, I'm like, is anything safe?
Mm. Nothing's safe.
It's like,
But I think that's why it's like exciting.
it's also exciting too. And also like now human connection during COVID, you're like, it's a real human being that I'm connecting with. This is crazy.
But then also the scary part is connecting with someone during COVID and then being like, what does this relationship look like when things are normal?
That's what I always think, but then everyone always does this. They go, yeah, things aren't going back to normal. And then I go, really? Because I feel like they're going to be
Yeah.
after people get vaccinated, right? It's got to go back to normal.
I mean, it's going to be different normal, but it's not going to be like this forever.
You're not going to be at home endlessly.
No.
Yeah, I don't know. It's like, are we trauma bonding?
That could be a possibility.
It could
I
be.
love a trauma bond.
I know, who doesn't though?
Yeah.
Trauma bonds are
There's no
fun.
way to get closer to someone than a trauma
bond. Yeah.
I used to babysit this girl, and the second day that I was watching her, she was 11 months old, and she fell really, really, really bad.
No.
And I had like PTSD from it. Like I had flashbacks of her falling under my supervision.
That's so scary.
It was awful, but me and her are closer than ever.
You guys
Like
survived something together.
Yeah. When she sees me, because I'll still go and visit her sometimes, and her dad is like, she never gets this excited to see anyone. And I'm like, I know what it was.
You survived that concussion.
Yeah. When I dropped her on her forehead.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it's special.
Do you wear pants at home? Someone wants to know.
Do I wear pants at home?
It's probably some pervert.
I like wearing sweatpants. I like changing into a comfy sweatpant, especially during COVID times.
Okay, I really honestly don't wear pants anymore.
Leggings?
I just wear leggings.
Yeah.
I put on pants. It was kind of just depressing a little bit. Things were they don't fit the same.
Oh, yeah.
And it's like, I'm trying not to spiral because it's like, I don't have anywhere to go. So I feel like I have time to reel it back in.
Uh-huh.
But also like, pants just don't feel like how they used to when you put them on in 2021.
Yeah, pants with nowhere to go is pretty sad.
Pants, like a high-waisted mom jean at home? No.
Yeah, beginning pandemic, because I like wearing baggy pants. I wear baggy pants a lot, and so I went to my mom's house for the first 2 months of COVID, because I thought it was going to be like, like dark.
Right.
And so I was like, gotta go to my mom's house.
Right.
And so I was there, and I brought all my clothes with me. I brought my baggy pants. And then, like, when I was about to leave her house, I finally put pants on, and I was like, these are just regular pants now. There's no bagginess to them.
Yes. I had 2 pairs of pants. I was like, these pants fit me better than any pairs of pants I own. And now I can barely zip them. And I'm not gonna buy more pants.
No.
I'm gonna have to reel it back in. You know what I mean? Like
only.
Leggings only.
I need to buy some leggings.
Okay,
that would
here's
be
the thing.
comfortable. But then I've been pretty lax about shaving my legs, and I hate when you're putting on leggings and your leg hair like attaches to it or like pokes out.
Yeah. I also feel like sometimes I look down at my toenails. Right now they're done, but before for a while I was like, who is she?
Oh yeah, mine are bad right now.
It's like,
do you, when your toenails get long, do you clip them? Or do you peel them off?
I think honestly I'm more of a peeler than a clipper. It's not
keeps
something
me
I'm proud
occupied.
about.
No, it's disgusting.
It's disgusting.
Yeah, it's awful.
I can't believe that. Yeah, I'm a peeler as well.
Yeah. Because I like hangnails. I love picking at hangnails. I love picking at acne. I love picking at acne hairs. I love picking. So when it comes to my toenails, I'm not gonna get clippers. That ruins all the fun for me.
I mean, but also I love getting my nails done.
Oh, yeah, me too.
I've been getting it done underground during pandemic.
Okay, you need to tell me where. Yeah, they look good. How did you find the spot?
Oh, I have a spot.
So is this a spot that you always go to pre-pandemic?
Mm-hmm.
See, because I called so many
probably
spots.
Close to, they're not going to tell you.
I know, but I called and I was like trying to sound super chill over voicemail. I'm like, hey guys, I'm wondering if you guys do like emergency nails or like if there's any way that I can make like a private appointment.
No, I have a place that's probably close to you too.
Wow.
Yeah, no, it's great.
Because I'm going to, my sister lives in Arizona, which has been a blessing.
It's wide open,
yeah,
right?
So when I was at my mom's house the first 2 months, I don't know if I talked about this last time, but I was staying at my mom's house the first 2 months of pandemic, and we were like super locked down.
Right.
We were like, no one's in, no one's out. Like we're staying. And
because in the beginning, also
there was so much like fear and like confusion.
Everyone we know is gonna die right now.
Yeah,
that's what it seemed like. Nobody can go outside. Yeah, it was like, so scary.
I was like, Mom, don't make eye contact with me. We don't know how this spreads.
Yeah, exactly.
So I was there for 2 months, like super locked down, and my sister's living in Arizona, and so by the end of the 2 months, I'm like, I need to get out. So I went to visit my sister for like 2 weeks, and the day after I got there, Arizona had completely reopened. So we were like eating out every night.
That sounds so fun.
And like getting our nails done, and I'm like, it was 0 to 100, and then I had to come back to LA and like pretend like I didn't just like have a glimpse into like normalcy.
I I know, but it's supposedly today Newsom removed our restrictions.
Oh, really?
I don't know if that's really.
I don't know.
I can't trust the
back and
government.
forth,
I don't know what's happening. I'm like, I don't think I'm supposed to like anyone anymore. I don't know what's happening.
Yeah, I think that's the most bizarre thing of all is how much people like worship and idolize and like celebrify. That's not a word, but
Yeah.
so you know what I mean.
Celebrify. I know that should be a word.
Politicians, but it's because
Newsom's
we've
got
given
a
him,
good head of hair.
He's so good looking.
He's so hot, right?
And I love that his ex-wife became like a Republican, like Fox News reporter.
Who married? Didn't she date like Donald Jr. or no?
Yes.
Yeah.
And
But-
now Newsom has gone like fully left libtard
Yes.
and like is trying to appease everyone, and it's clearly not working.
But his head of hair, great head of
So
hair. He's
good.
so hot. It's just like, just be an actor.
Yes, like
we don't
stop
need
trying
you
to
as
do
a fucking.
politics.
Yeah, you're too hot for this.
Hot
Get
people
in-
need to get out of politics.
Yes.
Obama too hot.
Too hot. Obama is so hot.
Reagan too hot. Ronald Reagan, he was a fox, and he was an actor.
He was.
Yeah,
How about we just keep actors and politicians separate?
I'm gonna say it here first. Matthew McConaughey is definitely gonna run for some sort of political office.
I think you're right.
Did you
he's
hear
been
his
getting-
Rogan interview?
I heard him. I didn't, but
Okay.
why did he allude to that?
No, but the whole way that he was conducting himself seemed very political, and also like I could see him trying to use these platforms for his like new book to be like, look at how like wholesome American I am and well-rounded and all of
I
these
could see
things.
him getting political.
Even though everything I just said contradicts this, I want him in.
You want McConaughey in?
Mm-hmm. I'll
He's
vote
a
for him.
moderate. A lot of people like what he has to say because he's in the middle.
Yeah,
Isn't McConaughey the answer?
I think so. Yeah, all right. I'll take that for an answer.
I mean, put McConaughey in office. Let's go. 2024 McConaughey.
I feel like he'll run for like a smaller position because that's like the
VP?
healthier thing to do, like to start as like mayor or
McConaughey as mayor would be so cool.
Yeah.
But
Texas?
I'm like, mayor of Texas?
Yeah.
But also, like, I would never want to be a mayor. Would you?
No.
What about like a governor?
No.
What about like a senator?
No,
None of
nothing.
it, right? I would rather fuck a plumber than a politician. I
I'd
feel
fuck
like
a plumber regardless of the options. A plumber would know how to lay the pipe. For sure.
A politician, like I feel like I'd be embarrassed. Like, oh honey, I don't want to go to that ribbon cutting with you.
Yeah, that is pretty. Yeah, you have to be like involved in like even the lamest like community.
I'm being a pie for everybody. Like that's
Yeah.
not the role I'm trying to play.
I would like to know all the juicy like political gossip though.
I
Like
bet
if I could work like in
I
the,
bet it's like crazy,
Yeah.
dirty, nasty.
yeah. If I could work in like Congress in some way but not be a congresswoman, I would like to do that.
Yeah.
Like just be like the secretary at the Congress office.
just for the material, just
Yeah.
for a few months.
Yeah.
I like that. Yeah, being, I don't know, politics, you have to be slightly narcissistic.
For sure, but I think you have to be slightly narcissistic to do like stand up
I
or
know,
any
yeah.
sort of entertainment.
I'm just saying, like, you're just deranged in a different way.
Yes.
Still
that I don't have
deranged.
deranged, but not the way that
Not
I
the
am.
same type of deranged. Favorite thing to do in Long Beach? Someone wants to know.
Long Beach is great because it's a large city and it's like a small LA. I mean, it's in LA County, but there's so much to do because there's like the beach side of Long Beach, and then there's like the suburban side, and then there's a lot to do. I would say, I don't know. Okay.
What about restaurants in Long Beach?
So my first job, I was working at this restaurant in Long Beach called Russo's, which used to be called Pasta al Dente, and then it changed its name to Russo's, and that was my first job. I was a hostess there, and they had the best focaccia bread. The best focaccia bread.
We love a focaccia.
Oh my God, it's incredible. And the sauce and the cheese that they use with the bread, incredible. And when I would leave, they would give me like the leftover bread and like tinfoil, and I'd take it home and I'd just eat so much of it. I got real sick.
Sounds so good.
But it has since closed. But
no.
I really like 2nd Street in Long Beach, and like there's this place called Horny Corner, which is like the Bay in Long Beach, and that's really nice. There's so much to do. I feel like there's a lot of good like outdoor activities. Like it's great for bike riding. It's like if you like Venice or Santa Monica, but like you want something a little bit more chill, Long Beach is
for
fun.
you.
Yeah.
She's the mayor of Long Beach.
I would be the mayor of Long Beach. Long Beach is great.
I like that for you.
There's a lot of diversity in Long Beach.
Yeah.
There's good community out there.
I remember I went there and it was really cute.
A lot of people, if they go there once, they hate it because they only see like one side of it. There's also really good shopping down by like Eximino, I want to say. There's this one coffee shop called Viento y Agua. I said that so white.
Viento y Agua.
But a bunch of white people work there. Last time I went in. And they used to do these open mics there. And I went when I was really little, like in 7th grade or 6th grade.
7th grade? That's
was pretty
crazy.
little.
That's really little.
But I didn't do it was like more of like a poetry kind of open mic. It's one of those places.
What do you think about that? Poetry.
It's interesting.
Have you dabbled in poetry?
See, that's kind of like watching a poetry open mic it like tests my my fear of intimacy and my fear of vulnerability.
Oh yeah,
it feels like so personal, and it makes me so uncomfortable.
Okay, in high school I used to write poetry. Because I was like an emo, heartbroken teen.
Yeah, of course.
Of course I wrote poetry.
Yeah, everyone's written poetry.
It's not something I'm proud of.
No.
But here's the thing. I don't think it's bad either.
Do you still have it?
I don't know if I have the journals here. I wish that I did.
But you have them somewhere.
I have them somewhere. I gotta find them, crack them open, read them on a podcast.
Do you have a Patreon or anything?
No. Should I
That
get
should
one?
be like a Patreon perk.
Just me reading my poems.
Yes. Yes.
Because it's like they're actually kind of good.
But
I don't mean it, but it's also like I'm not trying to I'm not
painful.
trying to present myself like that.
Yeah.
You know?
Sure.
I write the poems for me.
In my first comedy notebook, journal, diary, I at the very end of I filled up all the pages with my first, all my first jokes. Awful, terrible comedy.
Always.
And at the end
First
of it, I was going through a little dark phase, and I wrote this like poem that's like, I am a virus. Whoa, I kind of predicted Corona. And I was like, anyone who comes in contact with me will, get this virus and blah, blah, blah. Just like super emo, angsty.
Like some Kurt Cobain
Yeah.
shit.
And then I lost the notebook.
No!
Yeah.
No!
So somewhere out there is
your
a
poetry?
comedy book with very dark poetry at the back.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, the thought of sharing poetry to a room full... I went to a poetry reading.
Uh-huh.
With Stephanie Sambari, and you would snap.
Yeah, you do the snaps.
You would do this. It was fucking crazy, to be honest.
I think it's great for people who like it. I like
that they have that medium
Yeah.
for them.
It's not for me. It makes me feel so uncomfortable.
I think it does. I think you're right. I think it has to play in. It does play into that vulnerability thing that we don't like because we're comedians and everything should be a joke instead.
Uh-huh.
Even like in therapy, I'll be like, I'm making a joke. He's like,
stop.
He's like, stop. We're like trying to figure out what's wrong.
Yeah.
So that's part of.
Do you like your therapist?
Yeah, my therapist is like a 74-year-old Jewish man.
Cute.
He's the best. Do you have a therapist?
No, I was going through a phase during COVID where I was like, I need a therapist, like immediately.
Mm-hmm.
And so I started calling like a bunch of different therapists that were covered through my insurance, and no one answered. I left a lot of voicemails.
That's fucked up.
Yeah.
You're like, I'm in a dark place.
Yeah.
Can you guys call me back?
And I'm like trying to sound like calm, cool, and collected over voicemail. I'm like, hey.
Yeah.
Just calling to say what's up. Want to see if you're available. Going a little cuckoo. And finally one person answered. And they're like, oh, well, I can talk to you right now. Which I'm like, that's a red flag. You shouldn't be that available.
No. I don't want a spur of the moment session.
Yeah, and she's like, what's wrong? And so I'm kind of giving her like a general idea, and she's like, well, maybe it's hormonal. And I'm like, Yeah, maybe it is, except for that it's not.
Yeah.
It's not hormonal.
Yeah.
I've gotten my period every single month, and this is different.
Yeah.
And then she was like, well, yeah, maybe, like, when's the last time you went to the gynecologist? And I'm like,
No.
once again, not hormonal. My
No.
gynecologist isn't going to explain how my parents' divorce affected my upbringing. And then she was like, well, have you tried this? Have you tried going on a walk? And
No.
I'm like, I gotta go.
Well, yeah, try going on a walk. No.
No, like I get that is a form, but when you're really in it, a walk is not the thing you want to do. When you're feeling
No.
depressed, you're not like, oh, I want to get out of bed and
The
see
last
the
thing you want to do is
sunshine.
go on a walk when you're depressed.
Yeah. She's like, get some shoes, go out for a walk. I'm like, no, I want to talk.
Yeah. Well,
Not to
also,
you.
like, my therapist I like because he calls me out on shit.
I love that.
And it's also kind of annoying, though. Like, one
Of
time I was like,
course.
I don't even want to go to him this week. And I canceled my appointment. And then the next week I went back to him and I was like, you're right about that. But it's like, that's, I feel like, the difference. Someone who, like, calls you out and, like, calls you out on your shit so you can grow.
Yeah, I hate when I was younger, I went to therapy and I hated that they would just be like, how was school? And I'm like, I'm not
I
gonna...
hated that. Okay, but therapy when you're a kid is the darkest.
It's awful.
They have like toys in the waiting room.
Yeah.
Did you have to go to therapy as a kid? I remember like I went to therapy as a kid. There's like these like blocks and they like try to make it like it's a normal space for children, but it's just not.
Yeah, you're like, I know this.
This feels weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I never went to like child therapists, I don't think, or if I did, it was like brief. I went to, when I was younger, I would go to like my mom's therapist.
Mm-hmm.
And so it was like an adult's office and she would just ask me how my day was. But I'm like, I don't know what to say to you. Like, I'm a child.
Yeah,
I'm not
and
going to
they
be
always
like,
seem
so my mom hurt my feelings when she did this.
They seem like very clinical too when you're
Yeah.
a kid. You're like, I'm not relating to you in any way. I remember I paid this therapist. Okay. I was in college. I was heartbroken because of Nate.
What did Nate do?
And Nate broke my heart. He was in commercial real estate. I thought he was gonna be my husband.
Yeah.
I thought I was gonna like live in a track home in Orange County and we were gonna like have a family.
Yeah.
But he broke my heart.
Did you go to Chapman?
Yes.
Okay.
He broke my heart and then I was in therapy and my therapist
How long were you guys together?
2.5 years in college. I thought it was going to be for forever. And my therapist, I got a therapist and she was like, all right, well, I can't see you in person, but let's do a phone session. So I was like, okay. So she charges me the same amount for a phone session as if it was an in-person session.
Mhm.
But this is pre-pandemic.
Mhm.
Then she has me on speakerphone and she's cooking pasta as we're talking. She goes,
No.
She goes, honey, don't touch the pot. It's simmering. Yeah, no, I'm making dinner. Sorry, go ahead, go on.
That's awful.
And I was like, I'm trying to tell you about how Nate broke my heart. Here you are.
I hate that. And also, it's interesting. I found out that, therapists, your relationship with your therapist is kind of like how you conduct your life relationships.
Okay.
And so, with therapists, I'll, see them for a couple weeks and I'll be like, I'm good.
Yeah.
And that's how I am in relationships because therapists are like a blank slate. And that's why they're kind of at first, like,
at first,
a little bit
they're
blank.
appealing because until they start making you
feel things.
Feel things. Yeah.
And then my last therapist I started seeing her after a break or before a breakup.
Okay.
Because I noticed that a lot of like weird things and like traits and weird things that like only get brought out when I'm in relationships.
Yeah, I think I'm fine until I'm in a relationship.
And then I'm like, oh my God, I'm a psycho.
so unhealed.
Yeah, I'm broken.
Yeah, no, it's easy to be good when you're by yourself, but
Yeah.
when you start sharing space with other people, shit comes up.
Yeah. So I started seeing her and then she's like, what do you do for work? And I'm like, oh, I do stand up. And then she's like, oh, that's so cool. And then next time I saw her, she was like, did you watch Ali Wong's special? And I'm like, I don't want to talk about comedy.
Yeah, no.
I don't want to talk about comedy.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Stuff like that is so annoying. And especially
That's weird.
Yes, especially in LA, like when I was shopping for a therapist, a lot of therapists were like, I have a lot of experience working with celebrities, and I'm like, I don't want a therapist who's like
A
trying
star
to,
fucker.
yes, who's like trying to find celebrity clients.
No, that's sick. Also, I had this one therapist who ended up being like a failed actor.
Oof.
I was like, the thing is, he seems more like a friend than a therapist, but I kind of liked going to him because he would like tell me cool books to read, but I was still paying him as though he was my fucking therapist. And then I found out that he had some IMDb credits. Like, I don't want my therapist with an IMDb credit.
Yeah.
Someone wants to know, are you turning into either of your parents? And if so, which one?
Whoa.
I'm both of mine.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Unfortunately.
Yeah, that's how I feel. I love both my parents.
Same.
They're both great, but they're also both
Insane.
awful in their own,
Yeah.
they're humans, they're flawed, and I feel like I have a lot of their flaws, but I also feel like I have a lot of their great qualities, and I'm definitely both of them. It just depends on what I'm doing, where either one comes out. Like when I'm in a relationship or something, my mom comes out in me.
Same. I'm like, let me get passive aggressive. Sorry, Mom.
How do you get passive aggressive? Like an example.
I'm really bad at confronting an issue head on. Like if something,
I'm gonna get
if
under
somebody,
the covers.
if
I'm
somebody
getting cozy.
does something that I don't like, I'm really bad at being like, I don't like when you do that. Instead, I'd be like, I would like,
Oh, you're doing that?
yeah.
Like something like that.
Oh, that's cool.
Oh, I
cool.
do it different. I've never seen someone do it that way.
Yeah. Like that.
Yeah.
Like kind of bitchy.
Mhm.
Instead of just being like, it hurts my feelings when.
Yeah.
Like saying it hurts my feelings when, like that sounds ugh.
Yeah. Yeah. I feel like I do. Yeah, I feel like I kind of do similar stuff. Or like even just talking about like what we were talking about before about like having your house be a certain way.
Yeah.
I go over to his house all the time, and it's so easy for me to be like cleaning up stuff, and I'm
Yeah.
like, why am I like parenting him right now?
No, you eat, and then you start doing it, and then you can't stop.
But then it's like if they're not cleaning, it's gonna make me uncomfortable. So
I know.
I'm like, I'd rather just clean. But now he's a good guy because he's caught on and he knows that I'm a little bit crazy. So now before we go to bed, he's like, oh, let me go do the dishes really quick. And I'm like, you're the best.
That is good.
Yeah. He catches on very quickly.
He catches on quickly. That's
Yeah,
better
guys
than
just
the
need
opposite.
I think guys just need to like take cues. Guys need to be perceptive.
Yeah.
But I also communicate with him.
But
I don't just like sometimes I can be passive, but I'll always like be pretty honest.
Yeah. Well, but I also feel like that's like you kind of have to be direct in our jobs in a way.
Yeah.
But it's also sometimes it's hard in personal relationships to be direct.
Yeah.
To be like, it just feels so different.
Well,
it's
I
like,
think in stand-up, we're not even really being direct. We're kind of being indirect in a way.
because we're hiding behind the
'Cause
things we're saying.
Yeah, and we're also talking to like a large group of people. It's not intimate, really.
Yeah, but it feels like
It feels intimate.
It feels intimate. So do you think that a lot of comics have fear of intimacy? Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah.
Generally speaking.
But we have no problem sharing on a stage.
Because that's one way. There's no there's no like personal feedback. It's like you get laughs or you don't, but there's no one who's like, it's not like a therapist situation where that's intimate and that's like very personal.
Yeah. Well, I remember when I went to a 12-step meeting and I did a share and I was like trying to get laughs first time.
Yeah.
Like that's not, just calm down.
I remember when I first got sober, I was at a meeting and I was like trying to talk about how I was going to a lot of meetings at the time. And I was like, yeah, I'm hitting a lot of mics. And then I was like, oh, fuck.
No.
I like forgot to like translate comedy speak from meeting
That's
speak.
so funny. I wish that we could hit a bunch of mics.
I know.
Doesn't that sound fun? Like just going and like practicing?
It does, but then like I'll do a show every once in a while and I'll see certain people and I'm like, I kind of miss not having to run into
I get it.
some people.
Yeah.
And but that's also the nice thing about COVID is that now I don't have to like, I felt like before I had to like hug everyone
Yeah.
Or like there was this weirdness if I didn't hug
expectation.
someone, and now I can just be like, I don't want to. We're not close. I don't need to hug you.
Yeah. That's a good point.
Yeah.
There's like an out now. And also like sometimes most of your face is covered anyways. You're like, is it me?
But then it's weird. I feel like now I have this like social anxiety sometimes where I get like I'm like still adjusting to like talking to people.
Yeah, because we used to just go around and see people, like interact with people every day, all day.
Yeah.
Now it's like maybe you interact with one person a day. That's fucking weird.
It is weird. And then just like some people you haven't seen in so long, and it's like, oh, what are you up to? And I'm like, nothing. And then I'm like, what are you up to? And it's like,
They're like nothing.
yeah.
And everyone's just in a dark place and like
conversation just
skating
ends
around
there.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, 100%.
Yeah, it feels bizarre.
It does. Okay, aliens land on Earth and say you have 24 hours to convince them not to obliterate Earth. How do you save us?
I'll start serenading them. I'll sing them Shallow from A Star Is Born.
You can sing that song incredibly well.
Sometimes. I was just belting on the way over here. I was scream singing.
Do you have a Bluetooth mic at home?
Yeah, I have a karaoke mic.
Do you have a karaoke machine?
My roommate does. I don't like it. The microphones aren't loud enough.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, so have you been singing a lot since COVID? Because you sing great.
Just in my car.
You sing great. Do you do that on your Patreon?
No.
You could.
I should.
Catch me reading poems.
Yeah. Sarah's poem Patreon and Allie's karaoke
Song?
Patreon.
Yeah, you could do requests. I don't know. You know when people have ideas for you and you're like, it was like my dad pitching a joke.
Yeah,
you're
you have to like be nice about it.
You're
You're
like,
like,
oh, yeah, I have this great idea. Yeah.
your voice gets super high pitched.
Yeah, my dad would send me prop comedy ideas. I'm like, no one.
Does your dad think of jokes for himself?
Yes, sometimes. Sometimes my dad comes up, I gotta be honest, with some gold. Other times, terrible. There's no middle.
Yeah.
It's like
There's no consistency with it.
Sometimes he says things and I'm like, that's so funny. I wish I thought of it. And then other times he bombs harder than he could ever bomb.
My dad pitched some great jokes to me, some pandemic material.
Really?
Yeah. It was so good. I had him on Instagram Live and I was like, Dad, if I were to tell you that you had to perform stand-up comedy right now, what would you say? And so then I gave him the TV remote.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, you have 2 minutes.
Okay.
And then he did this joke. It's somewhere, I think on my Instagram, I have a highlight clip, like at the top of my page that says Larry.
Okay.
Or Dad. And then if you click that, I think it's on there. I like highlighted it from my...
Okay, I gotta watch it.
I was dying. I don't know if it translates.
Well, I've seen him on your Instagram, and let's be honest, he's a star.
He looks like Jeff Garland.
He looks exactly like Jeff Garland.
And I think, I don't want to step on any toes, but I think my dad is more talented.
I'm gonna have to see it.
Larry's just got,
Larry's
something
a king?
special to him, yeah.
I'm gonna have to see Larry.
Okay.
I'm gonna have to go watch this. I mean, I have seen him on your Instagram story, and he is a star.
Mm-hmm.
My parents, I videoed them sometimes against their will.
Yeah.
They're not big fans
Larry
of Spotlight.
hates it. He's very shy. But
really?
I just force him
but
into
does he kind of like it?
That's what I tell him.
I'm like,
but
you kinda like it,
Yeah, I
right?
had him on my podcast.
But
He
is
was
that
talking
just
about, like,
us
doing
projecting?
speedballs or some shit, like meth.
What? That's amazing.
Yeah, but I think he kind of likes it, but he's super shy. But I remember on, like, around Halloween time, he was like, Allie, did you know it's Dia de los Muertos? And I'm like, oh, yeah, like, it is. And he's like, yeah. Apparently Dia de los Muertos is when you honor the dead. And he goes, honor the dead? I have a hard enough time honoring the living.
That's
And I was
funny.
like, that's great. It's cool.
That is good.
It's cool. Topical.
That's amazing. Larry has it.
He has something.
Yeah, I would say I'm turning into both of my parents. Like,
yeah.
Like my mom, because my mom's, she's always losing her keys. Same energy. I have that same fucking energy. And I'm like,
I've misplaced something.
I can't find it. There's a problem. My car's a little messy. Her car's a little messy. Those types of things. Like my mess is in my car predominantly.
And how are you like your dad?
Impatient, loud, speaks in analogies a lot. My dad will like make an analogy that like makes sense to him, but it doesn't really translate to other people.
This is always my dilemma.
What are you looking for?
My jewel. It's
your jewel.
Missing.
You gotta get like a tile for your jewel.
I know, they should make tiny little baby tiles. Whatever, it's somewhere.
We'll find it.
But this is always
this is actually
perfect timing.
Perfect timing. I have gifts for you.
Wow.
These are where's the food socks?
Cute.
WTF.
Wow. Incredible.
And also a happy face mask.
Cute.
From
this is
Socks.
So cute.
It has a straw hole.
Wow. Shut up.
Yeah, so you can sip and stay COVID safe.
Wow, I love that.
Head to ohyeah.com, 3 O's, HYEAH.com. Enter discount code Sara10 for 10% off. What do you want to promote and where can people find you?
I have a podcast called Resting Bitch with Ali Macofsky. You can find me on Instagram at NotAliMac. And if you want to find more, I'm sure you will find it.
I'll write it in the description too. And check out her Patreon as well.
Yeah, it's just Ali Macofsky on Patreon.
Okay.
Maybe I'll sing for you.
You should sing for them.
Yeah, I do a Zoom hangout for like my top tier Patreon. So once a month,
fun.
I just like
hang
chat.
with them.
Yeah,
that's so
it gets
fun.
wild.
It does.
Yeah, because it's like it's hard to when there's that many people. No, it's not like packed, but like when there's multiple people like trying to talk, I get very overwhelmed. But it's fun, and now they've become like. Like I was in Texas and one of the girls on my Patreon, she lives in Texas, and so when I was out there we got our nails done together.
That's so fun.
Yeah, she's super cool. I really like the
I love having female fans.
Yes.
You're like
fans
okay,
that you'd want to hang out
with. Yeah, that's the best.
Yeah.
So check out Ali on all platforms and thank you guys so much for watching and listening to another episode of Shank. Bye.
Bye.